Hello. So, can't remember the tone of my morning check-in, but I know that I'm at least happy to report that I am feeling much better than I was this morning. And I don't know if I acknowledged it at the time, but obviously beg my pardon, I smoked a lot last night, so it would be natural that I would still be feeling not quite right. So I guess now that it is 2:30 in the afternoon, it's 13, 14 hours since I last had a smoke, of cannabis. So yeah, I guess I'm back to sort of feeling like myself again. Obviously with the late using last night, that will keep cravings and that feeling through here. Don't have it at all today, so I guess maybe even I can say that is withdrawal. That's where I feel it first, so because obviously it's not there at all today. Yeah, I don't feel like I've done much, but I've ticked enough boxes to sort of look after May a little bit. So we've had breakfast. Anyone in the story will have seen that I was really craving something like hot and soup, like spicy and soupy, for lunch today. And so I went and did a quick grocery shop, hoping that some like noodles would be on special, but they weren't. But that's okay. I did get some things that needed to be got, like soy milk and Nuttalex, and some more breakfast foods and things like that, food for sale. So yeah, did a little bit of a grocery shop while downtown before it got too hot, and tried to find something to have for lunch. I picked up a cheap Asian salad, which I'll have tomorrow because tomorrow is going to be really, really hot. So I won't want anything warm and soupy, but maybe I'll pick out a salad tomorrow. So yeah, there's that plan. And so yeah, I came home and I made myself some kimchi ramen. Pretty basic, but it was yummy, and I'm happy with myself for doing that. Yeah, so I have eaten 2 meals at around the time that they should be eaten, and have, done a little bit of light exercise, I suppose you would say. Apparently I've already done about 4,000 steps for today, so yeah, that's a couple of Ks there. It's just some gentle exercise, so I think that's good. It's got things flowing. That really heavy feeling in my uterus is still there, and I'm trying not to think about it too much, which is really, really hard because obviously it's asking for attention. And even while walking around the shops, I was rubbing my lower abdomen, and I was like, I probably look like I'm having period pain or something. Yeah, it's weird. It's not cramping like period pain. It just feels really heavy. I'm just so aware of it, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. If my period comes early, then we'll know what that means, which I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. But I don't know what else this sensation could be. I also feel really quite constipated. I've been sitting on the toilet, and then, but say when I go to, push, then that increases that pressure on my uterus, and it's really weird. It's kind of it feels if you've ever been in this situation, definitely happens with a cup. If you don't have a cup and you don't know, then that's okay. But I guess when you have a tampon in or something, a tampon or a cup in place, and you're trying to pass a bowel movement, and it sort of seems like there's a bit of traffic obstruction going on through there, that's kind of how it feels, I guess. So I feel like I need to go to the toilet, but anytime I push to go to the toilet, it's putting pressure on my on my uterus or my cervix or something that's really uncomfortable. So I keep checking my, well, I don't keep checking, it's just I check in on my Bella Beat to tell it that I've drank 2 liters of water already today. You know, it's getting really easy to drink water, which is good. But mental blank, where was I going with that? Yeah, so as part of that, I guess I see my, because it's so tied in with your cycle and stress levels, that I can't help but see that, you know, according to these apps, I'm meant to be ovulating tomorrow or this, that, or whatever. So anyway, I'm using that data to, I don't think I'm pregnant. I don't know, Kelly's like told me, you know, if I'm concerned, I should go get the morning after pill. I'm not concerned. I just don't know what this bloody feeling is. I think I've already talked about it though. Like, I don't know if it's a Reiki thing or if it's actual like a physical thing. But yeah, so today has been tracking along quite well. I have a client from like 4 till 5:30, but in case they rock up early, let's say 3:30 to 5:30. From 3:30 I will be going into the treatment room and sort of treating it like work time. And then the plan for me then is finish that, come out, have a dinner, get ready, go to pole at 8. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about tonight because I guess I know that I've done it before. I think last Thursday I got through without using, maybe, or definitely the Thursday before, was because that was when I promised myself, you know, that we wouldn't. So yeah, I'm pretty confident that I can get through today without using. And I guess what I'd like to do with myself for the next, you know, bit of time until I go into the treatment room and focus on someone else is just to write a list of all the things that I kind of want to get done, either today or tomorrow, chores wise and tasks wise, and then decide where I'm going to, I guess, slot those into the day. I have a client that I'm seeing in the morning tomorrow, like before my hours open, but that's fine. I don't have anyone booked in for afterwards, and because I took Monday off, I'm okay with, like I said, extending my hours. And it kind of works a bit better because then the house won't be too hot for when they arrive in the morning, but then, you know, come midday onwards, it is going to be over 40 degrees. So I thought that would be a good opportunity for me to henna my hair tomorrow. And then it's just a matter of finding like appropriate tasks to do while I leave my hair to develop. So yeah, just yeah, planning and preparation, because that seems to be when I have a plan or a schedule or tasks or things to sort of show up and be present for, it works for me a lot better than when I'm you know, going with the flow and just doing what my body feels like. My body is hardwired to an old set of behavior patterns that I need to change. So we need to be kind and listen to the body, but not give it everything that it wants, I guess maybe is the next thing. I don't know. I'm trying to reflect on where things are different. Sally keeps going into Luna's Christmas house. I don't know why. I think she's lonely. But yeah. Anyway, I'm always worrying people, and I'm sorry for that. So I wanted to show up and check in and say that, yeah, yesterday was a pretty shitty episode, but I've bounced back okay from it. And yeah, thank you for still sticking by me and loving me despite my outbursts and crazy attitudes and you know, unpredictable moods and everything. These are all things that I am working on. But I think, I don't know, I guess I hope that those are all things that I'm like thinking about and reflecting on. And ideally, you know, eventually I should be able to catch myself as they're happening to, and then before I, you know, have that reaction. I'm just not there yet, and I'm really sorry for the relationships that behavior jeopardizes. It's never intentional. I don't know. I'm just trying to cover the basics and look after May, and because I think, yeah, I mean, a lot of shit comes from my insecurities. So if I start to show myself love through care, self-care, just looking after myself, making sure I'm getting enough sleep, I'm drinking enough water, I'm eating meals regularly, I'm getting a little bit of exercise in. Even as I was driving home from the shops today, and remembering that as part of my sensory profile, I'm actually supposed to be eating something spicy like every couple of days, because I can't really explain the because, but basically everyone has like different sensory profiles, and because of my upbringing and this, that, and whatever, my senses are probably a little bit different to a lot of other people's. My most desensitized sense is actually touch. I don't realize necessarily that I'm being touched, or I'm just like, the high pain threshold. Sometimes if I'm so lost in my own head, I don't realize that something or someone is touching me until I actually see it. My senses that are usually overactive is sight, hearing, and not so much smell. I don't really have a sensitive sense of smell. But yeah, and taste. So, yeah, by, I guess, sort of giving that sense, or any one of my senses, a little bit of like intense feedback. So obviously like eating something spicy, it's like compared to, I can't bear it, but you can imagine that the taste, or even the sensation as well of having something spicy, the bodily reaction that it has is enough to sort of, I don't know, and maybe it creates that semi-stress response, but in a really safe kind of way. Like your body has to kind of like go, oh, we can't handle all this chili, let's make her sweat to cool down, let's make her and all this sort of stuff. So it's kind of like, yeah, initiating a kind of stress response in my body that's completely safe, and and not ongoing or having lasting effects or symptoms or anything like that. But yeah, it helps keeps regulate, I guess, my mood, my senses, and everything like that, by just sort of giving it a bit of a shock start every now and again. It's like when you're feeling a bit overwhelmed, you need to reset. Sometimes you might, put something cold, run your head under under a cold shower or something like that. The temperature change and things like that can be really, really good at just sort of jump starting the brain body feedback loop, and yeah. So it was actually one of my like safety tools, was to actually carry a mini bottle of Tabasco around with me, and if I felt overwhelmed, I was supposed to do like a bit of a shot of it, because then the focus of something spicy and burning my mouth would take my mind away or off whatever catastrophe it was focusing on. So yeah, I guess that's also something to do. I need to find my sensory toolbox, which I do have one. I don't know where it is since moving, so but I will find it, and I think that will help work a bit more too. But yeah, just taking it easy. I am feeling better. I would like to say that I'd love to come back on and do another check-in, maybe after my client, before I head to Pole. But if I don't have time to do that, then I'll definitely do an evening check-in when I come back. So yeah. Again, I'm sorry for worrying so many people. I'm sorry for my behavior and my attitude yesterday. I know it was unacceptable and rude and short-fused, and it doesn't help other people, and it doesn't help me feel any better. So I acknowledge that that's something that I need to work on for my own sake, and that there's a lot of things that I need to work on for my own sake. And a big, I guess, core part of that comes down to discipline as well, my self-discipline, which I feel like I have no self-discipline. Some of that I touched on this morning by saying that obviously being a drug user, it means that I've become incredibly impulsive and I act upon my impulses rather than thinking things through. So discipline is something that I definitely need to work on. And I guess I feel like by using the Fabulous app and these very basic tiny tasks of just get up and drink water as soon as you wake up, do some light exercise, have a breakfast, just if I can just stick to those sorts of basic tasks, then I'm starting to foster an environment in myself where I can prove to myself, hey, I can adopt changes. I can, if I, believe in it or take baby steps and use reflection, use tools, then I'm not repeating the same shit from before, which I know that I keep doing. But I guess that's what I'm also trying to tackle is a really fucking big thing. And yeah, so I don't know, I guess this is me working out the little other pieces on the Jenga block, but I do really want to move the green one, which is why, I got rid of it all last night. Well, I didn't get rid of it. That would have been a really good sign, wouldn't it, if I had just chucked it all out? But I'm not in that place yet. I still feel, I feel safer having all these pills to end my life in the house. Of course, I felt a bit safer having cannabis in the house. But yeah, I'm not going to grow if I keep running away from how I'm feeling. I've got to accept that sometimes I'm going to have a shit night's sleep on this journey. My guts are going to play up on this journey. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm really struggling with being gentle on myself and giving myself tough love. So I don't know if anyone's got any advice or feedback on that. That would be great. Send me a message or leave a comment. But yeah, as always, thank you for tuning in and being on this journey. And I will talk to you again later. Okay, bye.